my work is not about helping people anymore, because nobody needs help. They just need the quantum entrainment of the good living example who can sustain, and that can be ignite the candle, and then they can have the flame lit to the family members, and they can sustain that.
What is your definition of holistic health?
Exercise, diet, digesting, not just the food, but digesting the emotion. These are the skill of all the holistic wellness that I've been sharing as well as my work, and it's been effective to many people who have going to downward spiral to rise up again to the upward spiral.
I came across a quote of yours saying you believe human beings are not made to get sick.
The only way out is in, up, and through.
We can see that often that people, they go back to their old patterns. Can you give some practical advice for a person like that really wants to bring new patterns and positive change into their life?
So close your eyes, open your inner eyes, and just imagine the white or purple light above your forehead, the crown. Inhale to receive. Open your heart, elongate your spine, root down to the sit bone. Exhale to your mouth. You know the truth. It's just a matter of practice. Breathe, receive this courage. Let the purple white light flooding in from the spine, from your crown to the head, your shoulders, your fingertips, your tailbone, down to the earth. Take one more big breath in. Hold the top, look up slightly and see your new self. Sacred, filled with light and self-control. Imagine you ask yourself, how do you do this? I want this from you. People around you and your colleagues ask you, why do you stay calmer when I trigger you? Why do you have this new self-control habit? Your wife, your kids, if you have kids at home, how can I be more like you? So glad you were born. So glad you've been through ups and downs to meet this podcast. Welcome home. Welcome home. All right.
I guess this is why you are such a talented teacher, because you give the not so obvious answer to the question, right? Welcome back to the Plant-Based Podcast Asia. I'm your host, Nick, and I'm very excited to have a very exciting guest here today. His name is Kru Bank, and he will share his inspiring journey with all of us. Welcome to our show, Kru Bank.
Thank you, Nick.
So, Kru Bank's given name is Potirak Sangsawan, which really means the awakening and the sustainer of bright light. It's a wonderful name. And so today we're going to talk a lot about holistic health and what does it actually mean, holistic health, and how to sustain that holistic health. We're going to talk about self-healing. So Kru Bank is a yoga teacher, very well known in Thailand, and a teacher of meditation, breathwork, and the art of healing, I would say. We're going to go a little bit into your story today, but for the ones out there that want to read the full story, that is covered in this book, One or Nung Diao Kan. It's a Thai book, and it covers really, really inspiring journeys of different personalities. And so you can go and read more in here. So Kru Bank, you have graduated from one of the best universities in Thailand, Thammasat, and you were really into IT, but then you changed your path. And again, this full story is in here, but maybe to start it off, if you don't mind, share a little bit how that shift happened, please.
Yeah, it really I would say maybe 18 or 19 back in the university. I was having chronic low back issue from sitting too long, from stress related, like hormone, from working so hard to be able to keep the scholarship to enter and sustain in the Thammasat University. And so I'm just really have to work hard. So I sit a lot on computer, and so that's what development of my chronic stress and back pain during the time. And then when I was sophomore year, I just had first yoga class, and I just really went there without knowing what to expect. Like I was so tight, and then I was trying to stretch. I cannot even touch my toes, and like all the beautiful, most of them are female, of course, in yoga community, and just really go there and just at the end though, like through sweats and a lot of challenges through the poses, ups and downs with the flow. I had to surrender in the last pose of yoga. It's called dead body pose. Practicing dying actually. So there's a deep meaning of that, and I get tingling up and down to my spine, and I feel so something is working, almost the spirit of the 0 point field energy, whatever you can call that, it's Holy Spirit or the true nature that's running through my spine, tingling to my hands. And I feel some little click, and just that moment it felt something was releasing. And it's almost an energetic acupuncture or massage, that awakening blissful moment. And I had like tears, I had the electricity going up and down. So that was the first time in my university trying union or yoga. So that's since then I felt like I want to go deeper and just go back to the classes and just get better at my strengths and my flexibility and my self-love to my whole holistic body.
Okay, wow, very inspiring journey, and thanks for sharing that. So fast forward a little bit, now you are traveling around Thailand and you're teaching in different places of Thailand. What is the core of your teaching? Can you share with us a little bit about that?
The core is to raise awareness of I would say the new currency that I always share with you and some of my friends and students is pure love. That's the most abundant currency that we can invest in ourselves, in our family, our close friend, and our community, our tambon, and our country, and maybe the whole world. So raising that awareness of coming home to your heart, your lung, listen to your body, the tingling every cell, and just cultivating that self-love awareness for people to invest in inside first before they invest in external investment, like whatever that is, crypto or the stock market that's go up and down. But when you invest in this, like that's what I'm trying to raise awareness of, this pure love that we have. When we have that resonance of, like I have a little visual to share. So it's like from the feel of small, this more like fear based, right? And this, when you can feel in people, like this called torus field, and this field is sacred geometry. When you cut the apple in half, you will see this shape. In the spiral of the flower, you can see this kind of shape. It's powerful mathematics of God or divine consciousness. And when you expand, that means you are connected to the spine inside, and your energetic field or biofield or whatever, some scientists even call it electromagnetic field, right? That is expanding. So when expanding, it shows that you have positivity, you have the light in your eye, you have hope for yourself, for your humanity. And so this is my hope for my work, is to love the ego who are all about survival, fear, sadness, guilt, shame, unworthiness, from hiding in a corner or under the blanket. You just really breathing for them, and so they can blossom, and that can be sustained by themselves once given the good tools for the daily practice. So through yoga, stretching, meditation, or breath awareness, or body awareness, and I do water therapy, work with water as well, people can come to the homeostasis or coming home, like the root word of homeostasis is home, or union, or yoga. So that to me is beyond just handstand. I mean, that's part of it, but deeper than that is just to have this biofield that you inclusive love, which is the signature of your investment within yourself. And then money synchronicity, serendipity would come your way because you are not wanting anything. You already have everything that within. And then the outside can come. You can be surprised or you can pretend to be surprised, which is not really surprised because you expected that because you already have it. So this is how my mission is to have people to come and have a taste of this kind of currency within, like the liver doesn't want to be separate as its own country. So they have liver cancer, the spleen doesn't want to have its own country, there's separation. So stress hormone tend to separate and make our blood sticky, right? And already, Nick. So when we have the good hormone like DOSE, like dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and what's the E one? Anyway, for those hormone, like this four main hormone is the happiness hormone or contentment hormone. When we have this with the practice of breath awareness and breathing, inclusive breath, like people can feel that you are not contracted, you are expansive and you are inclusive, and they want to be around you and they want to invest with you, they want to invest in you. So my work is not about like helping people anymore because nobody needs help. They just need the quantum entrainment of the good living example who can sustain, and that can be ignite the candle, and then they can have the flame lit to the family members, and they can sustain that.
And it seems like over the past years, more and more people are drawn to, let's say, alternative practices or like this very, very old fashioned practice that have been around for thousands of years, right? And yet there is still the majority of the people that are not yet drawn to that work, to that healing work, and to invest more time into their health, into their life. Why is that?
Because some people need to face the dark night of the soul, like I did, like you did. When we, simple mathematics to share is -1, you put your negative perception of reality or every form of now, whatever that happened right now in this holographic universe that we are in, the three-dimensional universe. Whatever that happened, and we translate our brain, our heart beat differently, and our brain translate the reality differently as attack or something is chasing us when we drive a car. So we have the lens that's really dark for the reality. Some people need to go to the dark night, so meaning that we cannot intervene with everyone karmic action, past, residue of energy. So we have to let them reach the point of exhaustion. And the point of exhaustion, I mean minus infinity. Simple mathematics is when you put -1 behind -1. If you don't like what is, right, like right now, for example, imagine you're driving in a car in a traffic jam and you are rushing. You want to change the form of the now. There's a red light, that's that one factor of the now in the manifested world that you attract. And there's a car beeping, honking behind everyone because everyone is rushing. And you are contracted. You are, go away from me, I hate red light, when it's gonna be blue, and you're not. So you are not abiding in what is, right? And then when that happens, your field is contracted. And everyone around you is contracted too because negativity can be infectious. So -1 of you is behind -1 of the car next to you. It becomes -2, right? And so on. The car behind you is going to be minus infinity. But when you reach a minus infinity, meaning that I'm done with getting sick and tired. So I'm sick and tired is -1 of Kun times. I'm tired, I'm sick of getting sick and tired. That happened to me, that's why I can synthesize this.
So that's what you call the point of exhaustion.
Yeah, you minus everything.
That's so you believe that point, each person needs to reach that point to a certain extent to actually start making changes in their life, right?
But not everyone, I wouldn't say, because my own reality is my direct experience. To you or to some other people who are watching at home, they might be in this little fluctuation of happy, depressed. Maybe mainstream medicine have them stuck on the lukewarm. and that they can live their life, like without getting to know what pure unconditional love is, or what tingling hand. Many people don't even feel their hand is alive. The tingling hand is alive. Many people don't even know how to breathe correctly. Many of them don't know they breathe just to survive. Upper chest, right? When we breathe with your lower lobe of the lungs, anatomically speaking, we have upper lobe and lower lobes. When we breathe with diaphragmatic breath, with big belly in, we massage the gut, we connect to the second brain, the microbiomes, and we're doing this breath awareness, throughout the day. And that's, to some people, that's already like a beautiful sustainer for that little ups and downs. Some people don't need to go down to the abyss or to the cliff. But for some people who needs to go up to the plus infinity, they might be called to go down, especially at a young age. So,
All right.
does it answer your question?
Yes, it does. So to summarize, each person has their own experience. Obviously, each person has a different reality also, right?
Exactly.
So, I mean, the word health and the health industry in the world is booming, right?
Yeah.
It seems like more people are getting sick, and yet the health industry, or because despite of that, the health industry is getting bigger and bigger, and millions or billions is getting pumped into it, supplements, different types of food, different new devices that may support our health. And then there's also the term holistic health that comes up more often now, that is more looking at a broader spectrum and interconnectedness between all the different layers of our everyday life. And this is something I would like to go into now a little bit. Maybe we can start off by you sharing, if you hear or come across this term holistic health. I'm not sure if that is a term that you personally use, but what do you understand by that, or what is your definition of holistic health?
Holistic health to me is to embrace all the elements of our dualistic life, right? The earth element, meaning food, nutrition, and bone health, exercise, some weightlifting or some pushing and pulling exercise. And fire element maybe is like your digestive system with the acid in your stomach. And so I have to, the anger, emotion, the fire to me is also photon. So this first two elements, and then the water element that we have, which is more than 70% in our body. Some people have like 80% plus in their system as well, depending on how much hydrated they are. And then there's the air, the breath of life that we breathe. So to me, this holistic health and holistic wellness, they go together for self-healing or self-sustaining, the homeostasis, which is not getting sick state. So we can be productive, we can be creative, we can be good of service for the world and for generations to come. And these four elements are tangible. But the last element, which is already related to what we talked about at first, which is the energetic element, which is more undescribable element, like is the divine element, where you can feel the spirit moving and the energy moving, your intuition element of space element. That space is alive and talking to you sometimes. You can translate that however you want. But when you tap into that space, all the other elements can come to harmony and balance. So to me, like nutrition, exercise, diet, digesting, not just the food, but digesting the emotion. These are the skills of all the holistic wellness that I've been sharing as well as my work, and it's been effective to many people who have going to downward spiral to rise up again to the upward spiral.
And would you say is one of them more important than the others? Or let's say if a person that is new on this journey and they maybe just realized, wow, this is a very bad year and very sick of this life, and I want to change something, and they don't know quite where to start. Maybe they want to improve their physical health, they want to improve their emotional well-being, they want to make changes in their life. What is a good starting point for a person like that? Should they start with changing their diet? Should they start with meditation? Is there a guideline?
Wow, that's a good question, Nick. For me, I would say it's uniquely journey for individual. So, but all this have the template path for each element of people are dominant too. For example, some people who are angry, easily triggered, or having a lot of fear, and they forgot the heart. They are a lot in the head, and they forgot to feel with the heart, right? They are too electric, too much thinking, too much doing, human doing, and then forget to be human feeling and human being, right? So for these kind of people who are reaching the point of exhaustion or going down a spiral, they might need the earth element first, because if you put them into meditation camp, boost camp, right, too soon, they might be almost like running away, or the monkey mind can be shattering, and they cannot go there to the space element yet. So we may start with those people who are embarking on this journey, can come to the basic toolkit, which is the earth element of exercise, nutrition. If they cannot sleep, cannot shut off their brain, they can go to a little cardio, so they get a little heart pumping, provided that they don't have high blood pressure. And then they can come to nutrition, cooking, meditation, or and all this kind of vegetable, fruit, or vegetarian or vegan diet, or this kind of plant-based medicine.
Eat the rainbow, right?
Eat rainbow, exactly. Yeah, all the color in the spectrum needs to be, and that rainbow is holistic too. To eat and to eat holistically. Like all this facet of the spectrum in our manifested reality. We have green as the baseline. When we look horizontal, we see mountain is green. You look up the sky, you see the sky is blue. And same thing as the seven color in the rainbow, and seven color of the food that we may find. And then they can go to other element like breathwork, air element, which is a little deeper. If they are too much up here, they might not be ready for the lung and the heart. They might not go to the human doing, human exercising, human eating first, and then they can come to human breathing, human digesting, subconscious emotion, bubble up, digest it, inner work, deeper work, and then they can come to human being fully.
So you're saying there is basically a template for each person depending on their elements.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's my feeling, intuition, because each person who come to you or come to my reality, they are embarking on different ups and downs of their life, right? Depending on how fierce, how fiery they are, how active their thinking brain are. If they are not really ready, I'm not gonna put them into the breathwork or meditation or even water therapy, because that's gonna be too much for them.
I got it. Yeah. I came across a quote of yours saying you believe human beings are not made to get sick, or at least not made to get sick for like a long time. Can we explore that quote a little bit, and what do you mean by that? Because it's quite a powerful statement.
Yeah, it's quite a powerful statement, but also it takes like me years to experiment on this assumption, or this realistic intuitive assumption, because I feel like every cell, every atom of our body, as many of you or your audience know, that we are combined with composition of our reality is composed of atom, right? And you can do research, nobody can see the atom look like. Yeah, we just have model reality that draft out as a circle, is red, electron is white or something like a cloud, but there are the cloud possibility, as you know. So when we tap into that cloud possibility, we become more energy rather than particle. In the atom, we become more like a field, and that field is the aliveness, the tingling through our white blood cell, our red blood cell. So we can tap in there. So when we tap in there, it's almost like we press the healing button. Okay, when we press that button, energy start to flow. Because when we are depressed or suppressed, when we do like stop breathing deeply, we breathe to survive when we drive, we accumulate vibrational density, I would call it. And that vibrational density is about separation. That I'm not you. I'm my ego thing or my amygdala in my brain. There's a little part called amygdala, always processing. Right freaking now, it's the owner of the body is able to survive. It makes perfect sense from our evolutionary standpoint to have amygdala to process that always. Right now, it's my wife behind me or the saber-toothed tiger in the past. We have to move around the cave, right? And now we have the home. We have to love our quote unquote enemy, which is like the one that closer and easily trigger us the most. And our brain always process that right freaking now. Am I in danger? If we believe in that old program, we stuck in the old primitive. It makes sense, evolutionary speaking, but it's cute, but it doesn't have to stay that way. So the new reality, the new model of reality that I want to invite us, our audience and everyone, is to be aware of that, you know, old program, right? Of that separation. Okay, I have to run away. And that program allowed the mom to lift the car to help her baby because it's instinctual for mom. She never lift weight, but she can lift the car. It was in the news. I think it's the US.
Right.
You heard that,
I
right?
heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even that, but with my personal reality, when I was driving, I almost had an accident. My whole body got goosebump, piercing goosebump, and that is the response from my primitive brain to self-defense. My leg got a little muscular, so the energy is being going out to the extremity. Extremity means the arms and the leg. For run, either fly, running away, frozen. Frozen means running or I stay. You do both at the same time. You froze, right? You crank tie. You almost like a deer, frozen. And sometimes the deer can survive by frozen because the tiger or whatever that thing in the documentary thing is already dead. It's not delicious anymore. It cannot eat them. So we have either fight, flight, go away, positive and minus, or do both at the same time. So amygdala was planned to do that, and then when we have that, once in a while it's healthy for our survival, like in a car or we avoid accident, we have the brake. But the skill is to come back to harmony as quickly as you can. But some people are addicted to the stress hormone, spike hormone, that I cannot stop lifting the car for my baby. I have to play the role for them. I have to be the hero all the time. I have to carry everyone's burden to me. And that's created the stuck energy that they want to breathe deep. They want to love their enemy. They don't want to welcome everyone in and through them. So one of the download quotes that in my future book is the way out is in, up, and through.
Can you repeat it again for all the listeners, please?
The way out, the only way out is in, up, and through. So the only way out for holistic health, is to go into inclusive love, to go in, to be fully responsible for your reality manifestation. I'm take full responsibility of this accident or this misunderstanding that maybe I text you the other day or this stuff. I'm not blaming anyone. Ultimately, it's all me because the subconscious doesn't have separation. Same thing as a superconscious, right? The subconscious at the root and the superconscious is at the crown. In scientific term, this is negative under the tail. And the crown, the brain, are more positive charge. So basically we are walking tree, walking battery. And when we have the frozen or rustiness, energetic density, you become a little tight, my hips tight. I attract accident because of my muscle imbalance today. I wake up, I drop my toothpaste and I attract. If I get angry with myself, oh my God, I'm gonna look at the mirror, I'm gonna look more wrinkle today, more gray hair today. And the rest of the day, we've been there, I've been there, you've been there too, right? It's gonna attract a lot of series of events because almost as if the divine say, humans beings, you are learning by contrast in this dualistic world. This is the lesson that we come here to learn. So we're going through the negativity, what we don't want, so that we can find what is optimal to sustain for others as well, what we do want. So everything that happened to me, can I accept it as it happened for me? Even a disease in the past, I used to be diagnosed as I have a tumor, and I didn't believe in that diagnosis. I just really breathe and just really come to this finding mode first. From the seeker, ultimately with the inner work, I have become the finder. So the seeking and the finding is really unite. And when that happens, everything in your reality is more luminous, more tingling, more alive, including your own being. You're coming home, you bless the food you eat, you take it in, the water you drink, and your gut responds positively because you are listening to your body, you communicate to your body. Because all relationship requires like two main things, like good communication and good listening. So are we listening to our body? When was the last time we feel our own heartbeat? When was the last time we give thanks to our lungs, our diaphragm, to breathe by themselves without telling, okay, please breathe for me, I'm gonna go to sleep. So this happened by grace, autonomic nervous system, by not doing but being.
Wow.
Accepting.
Because that is what you just said. That really hit me. Very powerful. Because most time, if we think about relationship, we always think about external, right? We think about our wife, our kids, our co-workers, our friends. But what about the relationship to ourselves, right? And communication to our organs, which sounds probably or maybe quite weird for many listening to this, but I feel what you're saying, and once we start to engage in a relationship with that, with our heart or with our other organs, then you would say we can influence them, maybe even.
We can. We can be the true master or true mastery of them. So we are not being programmed. Like if we let it flow too much, people are gonna program us, or some other entity or some other, maybe you, AI, we love you. Maybe we're gonna be influenced by the external influence, but we are taking control with our internal reality, inner relationship first. We are taking control with outer manifestation of relationship, and then all stuff come.
Next topic, I would like to talk a little bit about changing habits, because many, or just bringing the new positive habits into our lives, because many of the people listening to this right now, they may feel very inspired to do some changes in their life, but maybe they even have a local yoga teacher, or they have their thing that they're doing, but they keep failing, or they doesn't really seem to succeed. And we can see that often that people, they go back to their old patterns. Can you give some practical advice for a person like that that really wants to bring new patterns and positive change into their life?
Let's I feel like to share quick guided inner self communication meditation.
Wow, please.
Because we need that, right? So maybe let's invite our audience to sit up straight.
Okay, so for the ones listening this in the car right now, they probably better pull over and then do it. So don't do that while driving, right?
Exactly, brother.
Okay.
So close your eyes, open your inner eyes, and just open your palms to receive the receptivity and the nerves, meridians, and point your palms, your fingertips, as if you open the antenna, 10 laser beam from your fingertips. Exhale fully, down to your tailbone, to the heels. Imagine the white or purple light above your forehead, the crown. Inhale to receive. Open your heart, elongate your spine, root down to the sit bone. Exhale to your mouth. Another quick simple technique you can do on the traffic light, but make sure it's not green. Double inhale Pause at the top, visualize the purple or white light. Talk to every cell that's tingling, awakening. The old cell, exhale the old habit out to your fingertips, your tailbone. As if there's a dark energy recycling to the earth under you, the fingertips, the air around you. Triple inhale. Squeeze your perineum if you know what that is. Hold it. Fasting from love for a moment. Fasting from oxygen of love. Listen to the inner body. Expansion of light in front of you 3 meters. On your right, on your left, to the back of the car nearby. Bless them all. And exhale. Like a toroidal field, the field of the apple that we show you here. Wider and wider. Come on, show me what you got. A little more. Normalize your breath and allow the breath to work through you. I love your old habit. I love the fact that you closed the door behind your door. You did something that's shame, unworthy, and undesirable. That downward spiral. Enough is enough. I love it all. Open the door and visit yourself and see yourself under a blanket, shameful, and the old pattern. Any old stuff that you don't want to admit that you have it, you hide under the blanket. I want you to open the door and open the blanket as if the divine wants to shine the light of awareness. Breathe and welcome that in. As if that being the true nature, Buddha nature, divine whisper. It's okay. I love your point of exhaustion, the downward spiral that you've been through. I love the fact that you went to many seminars, you went to many retreats, it didn't work for you because you went back to that spiral. You know the truth. It's just a matter of practice. Breathe, receive this courage. Let the purple white light flooding in from the spine, from your crown to the head, your shoulders, your fingertips, your tailbone, down to the earth. Take one more big breath in. Hold the top, look up slightly and see your new self. Sacred, filled with light and self-control. Imagine you ask yourself, how do you do this? I want this from you. People around you and your colleagues ask you, why do you stay calmer when I trigger you? Why do you have this new self-control habit? Your wife, your kids, if you have kids at home, how can I be more like you? And let the tears you didn't cry become tears of joy if you have that coming. No shame. And exhale the O out to your fingertips, your tailbone. So glad you were born. So glad you've been through ups and downs to meet this podcast. Welcome home. Welcome home. All right.
Thank you, Kru Bank.
You're welcome.
And to the ones watching, I hope you practice together with Kru Bank and us here and feel the shift. And I guess this is why you are such a talented teacher, because you give the not so obvious answer to the question, right? Mm-hmm. So for the ones that didn't get the answer to my question, they should probably replay and redo this.
What's the question again?
How to change habit, right? For people. And
you have to change.
It really starts with the practice, right?
It starts with the energy, right? Mm-hmm. You have to change the root cause. Mm-hmm. You can change by going to the massage, by going to, like your retreat, vipassana, whatever, or fasting. That could help too. But it's not facing your deepest element, which is space between thoughts, space between emotions. The energy is emotion that's maybe trapped in there, so we have to face that head on. Like you see the tree having some dis-ease, you cut the leaf that bad out, sometimes the trees still have the disease because the pui, the soil that have some mold, something that need to be resolved on the root.
Right.
So the answer reside within that practice, and I hope people can feel rather than think about right and wrong, which this is the right answer. And it's all the energy, because we are composed with 99.99999% space of energy, space of aliveness, right? Space of grace. So
Feel rather than think. I think that's something. I think that this is something we all have to do more.
Paradoxically, yeah.
Before we wrap up, can you share a little bit about your vision and your future plans, and maybe some exciting projects or anything that you're working on?
I've been working on with my book for many years, and also I'm just really ready soon to give birth to it soon. So, and also, but what should come by the end of the year is my website and my online course, which is going to be holistic with some stretching yoga, some breath work, some breathing technique to calm down the central nervous system, and also some guided meditation or abundance meditation for reality that we co-create a new earth together.
Okay, so where can people follow you, and when can people, buy that course, or for anyone looking to connect with you?
Yeah, stay tuned for this. I was launched by the Christmas this year. Hopefully, the website is called krubank.co.
All right. We're
Yeah.
going to put that in the description below.
Thank you. My pleasure, my honor.
Okay. Any final words to close the session today, Kru Bank?
That was the word. Just stillness speaks love. Listen to that.
Stillness speaks love. Thank you so much, Kru Bank. Really pleasure and inspiring always to talk to you. And to all the listeners and people watching out here, please, if you enjoyed this episode, give us a like and share your comments about your practice, about your journey, and help to inspire and educate and connect with others by sharing this episode and subscribe. I'm your host, Nick, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.